When I bought the lakefront lot at the end of Willow Creek Road, I knew exactly what I was doing. It sat just 1 foot outside the Oak Shores HOA boundary. I triple-checked maps, county records, and even walked the line with a tape measure. I wasn't letting an HOA tell me what color my dock should be. I'm Trent Sandell, 43, ex-contractor turned home designer, divorced, no kids, finally building my dream cabin with no covenants or dues. Ruble started the day I poured the concrete footings. I was leveling gravel when a beige SUV rolled up. Out stepped Brenda Whitmore Classic HO Energy. "You can't build there," she snapped. I pointed out I was outside HOA jurisdiction. She claimed they controlled the shoreline aesthetic. I showed her the county map with the boundary line. She turned red, hissed something about lawyers, and sped off. I figured that was the end of it. It wasn't. 3 days later, a certified packet arrived claiming I violated a viewscape integrity clause. Total nonsense. I ignored it and kept building. But then a violation sign appeared on my driveway on my land. I ripped it out and called the county. Dave from compliance told me the HOA had zero authority and that posting fake notices was illegal. He filed an incident report. That should have scared them off. Instead, they escalated. 2 days later, I returned from a supply run to find a man in a vest inspecting my retaining wall. He claimed he was from HOA compliance. I told him there was no such division and ordered him off my property. He left without arguing. I installed trail cameras that night front and lakeside. If they wanted to play games, I'd record every second. That weekend, my friend Cassidy helped me haul lumber. She spotted Brenda approaching with 2 clipboard-carrying men. Brenda claimed they were doing a perimeter review, accusing me of blocking a shared easement. I told her the path was on my parcel and had the survey to prove it. Cassidy warned them to leave before the sheriff was called. They left, but that night someone cut the power to my construction box. The trail cam caught a limping man in dark clothes. The sheriff ID'd him as Larry Cummings from Oak Shores Maintenance. Cutting power was felony vandalism. Larry was arrested 3 days later. He confessed and claimed he acted under board directives. That single phrase changed everything. I filed a civil suit for trespassing, property damage, and interference. My lawyer Priya pulled their emails through discovery. Brenda had been coordinating pressure tactics. One message from Larry said, "I'll take care of the generator tonight." A former board member testified they had discussed forcing me to abandon the lot. The HOA offered me $25,000 and an NDA. Priya didn't even answer. In court, the judge reviewed footage, emails, and the arrest. He lectured the HOA for overreach, harassment, and illegal actions. He hinted at referring the case to the DA for conspiracy. Board members began resigning. While the HOA unraveled, I kept building. By the time the roof was sealed, I installed new security cameras. Let them watch. I wasn't backing down. Winter came. The cabin stood strong, peaceful. Then a letter arrived from the county assessor saying my land had been reclassified as recreational, used with shared community oversight. That wording gave the HOA potential leverage. Cassidy agreed something was off. I searched public records until I found a memo filed by a new environmental coalition. The group didn't exist months earlier. Its registered agent was Douglas Whitmore Brenda's husband. The nonprofit was fake-copied wording from Oak Shores, a UPS store address, no real board. Priya filed petitions and ethics complaints. We demanded all communications between the fake group and the county. What came back was explosive. A junior assessor staffer, Ryan Kellerman, had flagged my property as a favor, expecting it to be reversed once I gave in to HOA demands. It was extortion through zoning paperwork pushed by Brenda and Douglas. State investigators arrived, seized computers, interviewed employees. Ryan was arrested for abuse of office and confessed he'd been pressured. Brenda panicked and sent me a letter offering amicable resolution. I ignored it and went to reporter Alina Voss. She published everything. The story blew up viral in the region. The AG opened a formal investigation. HOA finances were audited. Fake consulting fees, missing funds, bogus grants, everything came to light. More arrests followed. Douglas was indicted for fraud and conspiracy. 2 board members were charged for misuse of HOA funds. Brenda resigned but wasn't charged yet. I stayed quiet and finished the cabin. Eventually, the interim HOA president, Calvin, asked me to speak at a community meeting. I told the whole story: fake notices, secret emails, nonprofit fraud. The room went silent, then erupted in applause. They were ready for change. As investigations expanded, the state froze all HOA discretionary funds. Forensic audits showed $200,000 laundered through fake vendor contracts, including a landscaping company owned by Douglas's cousin. The AG built a racketeering case. I gave a full statement to detectives along with footage and notes. They said no HOA case had ever been this organized or corrupt. I hadn't meant to make history. I just wanted to build a cabin. The county dissolved committees, rewrote bylaws, and marked real boundaries. Calvin told me I was the wake-up call the community needed. Life returned to normal. Cassidy brought seedlings, and we planted them around the cabin. The cabin was finally finished. The state filed charges against 5 HOA figures. Douglas was denied bail. Brenda placed on house arrest. A new bill was introduced, Sandell's law requiring HOA transparency statewide. It passed unanimously. As spring returned, the trail cams came down. Peace settled in. One day I received an unsigned handwritten note. "We were wrong. You stood your ground." "Thank you." I put it away quietly. Then the county auctioned off the vacant lot tied to the fake landscaping company. No one wanted it until I stepped in. The fight had cost me time, money, and peace, but I'd won more than a cabin. I'd reclaimed the shoreline from people who thought they controlled everything.